To step into healing our consciousness, not them out there, not him or her. And that's a big temptation sometimes when, well, at least in the times I've been married, it was a big temptation. But clearly I didn't figure that one out. And there's a lot of folks who haven't. But they're still. When we remember that my mind, when I remember that my mind is part of the mind of God. Now that's a bold claim. But I'm telling you, to the extent that we can get comfortable with that truth, our life can shift completely. Our relationships can be more fulfilling in every way. That situations and circumstances that used to baffle us, we find that thread of harmony in it and stay on it. We don't get diverted off it so much. If we get off, we get back on. It's like when we were a kid riding a bike. We loved riding. Remember when you just loved riding your bike? But when you were first learning how to ride it, you'd fall a lot. Right? We're learning how to juggle. I went to a juggling class once. You know what the first lesson was? To drop the ball. Because you're going to be doing that a lot, so you might as well get used to it. That's what the instructor said. That dropping the ball was part of learning how to juggle. Since we know that God is everywhere present, we can assume that means right where we are, too, God's there. That God's mind is present here just as it is present anywhere. And that means that you and I are one with the mind of God. So what are we giving our attention to? Do we serve God or mammon? It may be the devil or it may be the Lord, but you're going to have to serve somebody. Right? As Zimmy would say. So down those ancient streets. It's from the healing game. Down those ancient streets. Down those ancient roads where nobody knows. Where nobody goes. Back to the corner again. Where I've always been. Never been away from the healing game. So a resentment then can be an ancient road. A resentment can be an ancient road, narrow, dark, cold, and dreary. Or it can be a candle in the window to point the way home, where a warm cup of tea and a generous slice of coarse bread with a nice slathering of butter, right? And your favorite stool by the turf fire awaiting you to warm you and to shake the chill from the very marrow in your bones. Pairs of opposites. Yes? So our resentments are actually pointing the way to our healing. It's the weirdest thing. It never looks like it. Well, it never looks like it to me. But then, I'm enlightened. I don't know about you. So it's our choice. Is it the dreary lane or a candle in the window awaiting us? It's a choice. It's a game. It's a healing game. It's a game with only one rule. It's done unto you as you believe. Or as the ancient ancestors to that master teacher said, be still and know I am. Be still and know I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know. So that Holmes tells us, because when we sit in that place, in the stillness, what we're doing is developing within ourselves a conviction that God is right where we are. Right now, regardless of whatever is going on in your life, I'm telling you, the truth is that right where you sit, God is. Right where you stand, God is. In your cubicle at work, right where you sit, God is. When you're in a nasty business negotiation, right where you sit, God is. And the people that we are working in concert with, right where they sit, God is. That's a huge concept. Develop a complete conviction that God is right where we are. That life is speaking through you and through me. That the law of life is obeying our will. That words without this awareness have no power. Right? So when we're doing these spiritual mind treatments, we have to know that we're one with the one. Right? It's imperative. Someone's calling. So, words without this awareness have no power. Spiritual awareness is the healing agency loosed through your word. That would be loosed through your word. Yes, the light of the word. Again, this is from this thing called you. So, put your hand over your heart, right hand, left hand up. All right, repeat after me. I know right where I am, God is.
I know right where I am, God is.
One more time. I know
right where I am, God is.
Excellent. Okay. Say again with me. So, I know that the law of life is operating through me as me. Together.
I know the law of life is operating through me as me.
I know spiritual awareness is a healing agency loosed through my word. Together.
I know spiritual awareness is a healing agency loosed through my word.
And so it is.
So it is.
So, we make a simple, this is Holmes, we make a simple but honest claim when we say there are spiritual techniques of healing that can be added to every known system of therapy. So we teach spiritual mind treatment. You know what that really is? We might as well call it, let's get real. Right? So if you go to your practitioner and you do the metaphysical doublespeak about, well, you know, I'm having an experience of discontent that is showing up as a condition of my... When the real issue is that I'm $500 overdrawn and I'm having an anxiety attack. Right? Take that to your practitioner. You know, name that that's what's going on, and then claim the opposite. So I'm using money as a reminder that we heal our consciousness around that stuff too. You could use any relationship, because we do have a relationship with money, yes? Yeah. It's either a good one or a bad one. Or a good one and a yet to be unfolded further one. There's some devil speak for you. So, the simple yet immensely important truth is that our physical embodiment is an outpicturing of our inner mental states. Fundamentally then, the healing that we are in need of is the healing of our mind. And what is it that we're healing? Healing the idea that we're separate in any way from the one. And I totally get it, that it's to the extent that I can embody that idea. Right? Some days I'm like the San Francisco Giants in the World Series, and other days I'm like the Dodgers. Just saying. Who's in the World Series?
Giants.
Who's in the big game?
Giants.
And it didn't look like they were going to be there. I quit watching the other game because it looks like the Cards were going to clean their clock. Consciousness, man. So the divine urge is altruistic, serving the many through its least expression. It deals with spiritual factors such as love and service for their own sake. It is true to itself on every plane of existence. And I threw that in there because I happened to be at a 12-step meeting. And I have to tell you, I have been a soccer coach, a baseball coach, I've been a practitioner here on the board of trustees and a minister, and I can always spot a 12-step person because they are of service. You can spot them. They're the ones picking up a sponge and wiping down the tables, or looking for a broom, or taking out the trash, or bringing some food. Right? A wonderful example. Now, what's that rooted out of? A recognition that we got to give it away to keep it. Right? And that's no different than us. We got to serve somebody. Right? And we don't believe in the devil. But if the devil's in the details and we have a consciousness that needs to be cleaned up a little bit, right? So it may be the devil or it may be the Lord, but we're going to have to serve somebody. So why not serve the highest good for ourselves and for others? Why not serve humanity by taking responsibility for our own consciousness? We're taking responsibility for building a life that is a win-win for everyone. This is the healing game. So let's take a deep breath. So here I am again. As the boys get squared away here, here I am again, where the choir boys sing, where I've always been. Sing the song with soul. Baby, don't you know, we can let it roll. On the saxophone, Backstreet Jetway. It's all the healing game.
There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only